you know. So
The concealed suggestion in this stanza now becomes quite obvious as follows. No one who with an excessive force controls his indriyas by sheer strength of will and a sense of abstinence has any chance of flowering into a full blown spiritual beauty. He who has all of his sense organs of their own accord lying tamely surrendered at his feet, and who has come to rediscover the infinite perfection in himself, is called a man of perfection. Neither has he ruined his instruments of cognition, nor has he closed down the arches of knowledge in him. A perfect one is he whose sway over the animal within is so complete that the inner Satan has become, for the sage in him, a tame Caliban to run errands and serve faithfully.
a tame cannibal. Yeah, he uses very hi-fi language, but
Caliban.
yes. So I'm going to come to that what he's saying, and probably you already understood. But one of the thing that what Anilji was mentioning, I have a very nice analogy. That they said he, how does it happen that you're thinking about God and all that, and then it will start melting away everything. So the analogy is given that it's like if you're very cold, you sit near the heat. So even though heat is not right now your nature, but that heat will transform to you, and you will start getting warmer and all that. The same way, when we are contemplating on that Brahman, after we understood to a large extent what Brahman is, then it will start giving its effect. Then your lower things will go away, and so that's one way that we can think about it, that being near the heat is we get heat, being near consciousness we develop all the great virtues. you know and he's just saying that इन दी एंड अगर किसी ने बहुत जोर शोर से कंट्रोल करना शुरू किया ना इंद्रियों को, लाइक oh from tomorrow I'm going to give up all sugar, you know you won't be able to do it. That's what he's saying. But with deeper understanding and all, if you do, then it slowly falls away. That's all. So he's giving you a very practical technique, because he's telling you the. आप कुछ बोलना चाहती हैं आशा जी? नहीं, बोलिए बोलिए. Okay. So I think it's beautiful what he's telling us to do. हाँ, बोलिए.
There is no harm in that intensified effort, but it's not possible for everybody to do that. I have seen with my husband that every year he will quit one thing. And with that strong determination, he could quit so many things so quickly. Otherwise, it was not possible at all. It takes whole life to do that. He quit drinking 1 year. He quit meat eating another year. First, he quit chicken only, that I'll eat chicken only. And then he quit chicken. So every year, and then he will quit sugar for 1 year. He will try everything. And if I did not know he has only that much lifetime, and he reached to very high level of self-realization through that practice. So we should not think like, okay, if you do with high intensity, you cannot do it. But there are exceptions for that. For normal people like us, we can do slowly and control little by little. But if somebody has that control, it's better. It can fasten their approach.
See, when Krishna Bhagwan talks to, remember, he's talking in general to everybody. And so we, exceptions don't define the rules. So we have to remember that. And then as I said, once you go through the entire Gita, you will see that how he is fine-tuning different minds and telling you what to do. So you have to pick and choose. It's like, okay, the buffet is there, okay, But how you want to progress, you say, okay, this is the right thing. For a husband, that sense control work. For other people, if it's not working that good, then they can do it slowly, and they can do other things too. And what Krishna Bhagwan is telling over here, even in case of your husband, why was he doing that? What was the purpose?
Sense control.
No, I know, but
Mind
sense
control.
control by itself is not a goal.
No, I think his purpose might be that he want to have a better health.
True, that's what I'm saying, that agar better. Oh.
No, his whole purpose was he wanted to be closer to God.
Okay, so here it is. Yes.
And
So,
so he wanted to meditate more, but there were so many sense attractions which were distracting his goal. So he was trying to control his mind by controlling these things which he really loves it. He will try to quit at least for a year till next year comes. And that created lot of self-constraint, like self-discipline. And I have seen that, and I used to laugh at him that you will quit 1 year. Why you didn't want to quit? You can quit slowly. But he said, no, this is how I'm going to control. And he did. And that time I did not know that he has only limited lifetime. But in that lifetime, he progressed. I believed in God from the very beginning of my life. And he didn't believe at all. But I have seen him progressing so fast as compared to me. I'm not there yet.
So if you see, this is another point, is that suppose if somebody could have the goal as a health, there's nothing wrong in it. But what Krishna Bhagwan is going to tell us throughout Bhagavad Gita, that जितना higher goal होगा ना, उतना वो easy हो जाता है. तभी देखो जो भक्त होता है ना, भक्त is in tune with God, with love and devotion, उसके लिए वो कुछ भी करने को तैयार हो जाएगा. वो बोलेगा कि मेरा सारा सब कुछ ले लो, फिर भी वो भक्ति नहीं छोड़ेगा. You know? So it depends on, if you keep the goal higher and higher, all Krishna Bhagwan is saying is going to become easier and easier to drop those things. But if you do it only for the sense control, then it's going to be a little harder, and you might go back to it, because Ras is not going to go away. So to जैसे ये भोला जी ने कहा कि हेल्थ के लिए करेंगे, तो फिर वो relatively it's a smaller goal, because health के लिए कितना भी कर लो, मरना तो एक दिन हमको है. You know, so क्या करेंगे फिर हम, right? But here we are thinking about and when we talk about lifetime, we are looking at ourselves in a very extremely limited sense. We cannot think about just this lifetime. We have to think about the entire spectrum. Yeah, what you are saying, Kamlaji, is very good, that in this lifetime, how can I get the maximum? So you're saying you saw, which is absolutely wonderful that he reached that thing. But we have to, whatever Krishna Bhagwan is saying, we have to take it in a bigger context, and not just take it one context. Yeah, sense control is just one of the things. And remember, when he's talking about Lakshan of Sthita Prajna, he's giving many other things also. This is just one, we are just stuck at one point right now. But he also said he faces life, and anything comes good or bad, he doesn't get disturbed. Those are other things. So because somebody could be, okay, I can control myself for a whole year, I'm not going to eat chicken, or I'm not going to eat certain things. But then in other aspects, he is just bombing everything. I'm not talking about your husband, so please don't say this. I'm just talking in general, that could happen, right? The anger is still going crazy. They are very good in their control of their food, but all other four senses are disaster. So another thing is, when he's talking about sense control, it is all five senses he's talking about. Food is 1/5 of it.
But isn't he also saying that once
my goal is...
Sorry. बोलिए. Anil ji, you can.
My goal is here to...
Anil ji can say, and then you can say.
Okay.
Sorry.
What I was saying was, when you are focused on the Supreme, then many of your desires of the senses, you don't have to control, they just fall off.
Correct. So he's giving you that higher technique, because if you go from the lower side, it's a lot more struggle, because he's telling you, अरे ऐसा कुछ करो जो पता भी नहीं चले और छूट जाए. Like all of a sudden it happens to us. There are one thing we like so much, and then after we are doing this other sadhana and we don't even realize, somebody says, hey, come to this movie, or I don't want to go. I didn't even try to control that, but I just lost interest in it. So what you're saying is very true. He's giving you like hanging on to a little higher thing. हाँ बोलिए कमला जी.
I wanted to motivate our group that we don't have much time left, so there is nothing wrong in intensifying our efforts.
But if you're intensifying and you are having so much struggle, to me that is not the best way to do. मस्ती करते हुए भी चलो और अपने आप छूटता जाए, वो बहुत अच्छा है.
हाँ ना, मस्ती तो अपने आप आ जाती है जब तुम छोड़ने लगते हो इन चीजों को. तो you get that मस्ती.
yes. So अगर उस मस्ती से हम लोग जुड़ गए ना, तो फिर हमको लगेगा भी नहीं, हम लोग उसको सेंस कंट्रोल बोलेंगे भी नहीं फिर. That's what he's giving you a technique that अरे मुझे तो इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है उसमें. Instead of saying, oh my God, I love this and now I'm dropping it, and फिर vanity भी आना शुरू हो जाती है. Look at me, I'm so great, I gave up this. You're not giving that for the world. World does not care whether you eat something or not. It is for our own sadhana, So those are just some of the things to contemplate upon.
Also, I think that the effort should not be there. It should happen by itself. And it will happen once you start enjoying the higher thing.
Yeah, I think that's the point here.
Because you cannot suppress anything. It's like when you meditate, if you suppress your thought, they'll come with double the force. So
that comes for those who earned lots of positive karmas in last incarnation. They come to that level automatically. But if we didn't do enough in our last incarnations, we can intensify efforts to earn more in this incarnation.
Wait.
So
I think there's some confusion here.
Can I talk?
Yes, please do.
I think everything comes with pureness. First thing is to have pure mind. And then I think everything falls into place.
Very excellent point. Because ये जो आप बोल रहे हो ना कमला जी, there is जो हम लोग का limited understanding है ना अभी, we will never know कि हमने पिछले जन्मों में क्या किया है, कितने लाखों जन्म हुए और कितना हमने accumulate किया, we will never know. So our intensified effort will not lead to that, but what everybody else is saying, that you just let go and like Shireen is saying, focus more on the purity of mind and connecting to the higher, and like how Joe said, then we don't feel like we are doing this effort, because later on it's going to come that
but focusing on mind is also like intensifying the efforts towards that side. So it's not like doing only sense control, whatever, like you are directing your energy towards something more higher, more powerful, but that directing that energy with more intensified efforts. That's what I mean.
See, the reason I'm saying that, because I went through two stages. One was the one that is supposed to be, and now I'm back to the normal stage. So I can look at that stage and see that how it happens. But in this stage, I know it is too much effort to make it happen. And so my assignment is to write that stage in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can compare that if you force yourself, nothing will happen. It should be like knife through the butter. And that's when this side's karma will show up in next life, maybe. But the return on investment is much lower unless the force is with you. And like the purity and all that comes with it.
So I think that what I'm hearing from everyone is like we need a synthesis of both. That's what Krishna Bhagavan is trying to say. On one hand, he's saying, yes, control the senses, but please do it with this thinking of the higher, then you will have the result.
Right.
If you don't do this, but if you only intensify your thing, it'll be too much struggle, too much this, and you will never be able to get it because you have too many likes and dislikes accumulated for millions of lives. That's why he's telling you. So I think what we have to remember is integrated approach. I think that was.
I'll give one very good example. Before I went on spiritual path, I went to a arti or bhajan or puri things. I was thinking of what prasad I'm going to get in the end. Okay, once I became in that other mode, I went there because I enjoyed it. And I didn't care whether I get the prasad or not get the prasad.
Excellent. Very, very nice thing. Yes.
And so because it happens by yourself, within you.
Yeah.
And then now you can say it's previous karma or whatever, that's a different issue. But the idea is, but once you get back to the normal one, then it's a big effort. And now you can figure out what can be done without effort. In other words, without putting too much effort, you can start enjoying. And so like you will not come to the Geeta class if you don't like it. But now you're liking it, so that's a good effort.
Shireen.
Too much effort, if you put too much effort, then you get tired in the end. You say, oh, I don't see any results, so you give it up. Without effort, it's much easier.
Yeah,
it's very similar to like when you paint. You don't take any effort, but if I have to paint, it will take me forever.
If I have to do what?
If I have to paint, like you...
Paint. Huh.
I'll be tired.
Well, another way to look at it is the example of quitting drinking. One way is self-controlling, that I'm not going to drink for a year. The other way is you have no desire to drink.
Very good point.
That once you focus on the Supreme, you don't have any desire to drink at all. So it just falls away. And
then you get the nasha from the Supreme.
Yeah.
Same nasha you get, and it's real. You do get it.
And nasha is a nectar.
You can call it nasha, but you can call it joy also.
वो same thing है.
Same thing. He's talking, बोलते हैं ना कि सूफी लोग बोलते हैं, अरे वो नशे को देखो, ये सब छोड़ दोगे. That's how it is. Yeah. The nasha is used in a positive way there. Positive nasha. हमको होता है ना, positive nasha भी तो होता है. बिना पिए भी हम झूमते हैं, right?
और उसमें मन लागा यार फकीरी में होता है.
Yeah. So you can take the bhakti path, you can take the contemplative path, you can take the sense control, I would say, has a role, but a smaller role. I think that's the conclusion I see from our discussion.
Yeah, what I would like to add is, we have to be very careful about our subconscious mind. Vishwakarma, he was totally into God, and he had controlled all his senses also. Still, he got swayed by Menaka. So, this is such a thing, it's an ongoing thing. So, whatever efforts you put, whether, it's Kamla's husband or anything, we have to learn to even control the subconscious mind. And that even American scientists don't even talk about it.
So I think what you said, so that's exactly why he's saying that catch it from both sides and you have a better success, because the thoda wo ras bhi reh gaya na, to wo is taraf se aur us taraf se karne se dheere dheere mit jayega. So I think everybody is correct, but if you take it as a holistic thing, that's when Bhagavad Gita will have an effect. Because Bhagavad Gita mein, you cannot just hold on to one corner of the sheet and disregard the other three. You gotta take care of all corners, then it will be very good. Okay, shall we go to Mandukya? Anybody has any more points to say on this? And one last point about this was that when I was talking about the which is higher, mind is higher than the senses and the intellect is higher. So in the end, if you make your intellect, that is a faculty that we have, we can relate to it. Consciousness is hard for us, right? अगर intellect में भी हमने पकड़ लिया ना ये wisdom को, वो भी हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छा है. Because it's something like one of the Swamis gave a beautiful example. जैसे कि अगर हमको कोई फ्लाइट पकड़नी होती है 4 बजे सुबह, तो किसी और को आके बोलना नहीं पड़ता हम लोग को. अगर लेट भी सोए ना तो उठ जाएंगे हम लोग, बिकॉज इंटेलेक्ट में हमको मालूम है कि वो छूट जाएगा. लेकिन कोई बोला मेडिटेट करना हो और लेट सोए, इमीडिएटली विल से नहीं नहीं आज तो छोड़ ही देते हैं. सो अगर इंटेलेक्ट साथ देना तभी ये सेंस कंट्रोल ईजियर हो जाता है.
No, intellect also is the highest that a human being can have.
That's what I just said.
Because all intuitive. You are not thinking about doing something. It is happening to you at that level.
At a
That's
deeper
what
level.
Sadhguru talks about. Yeah. But when you go in consciousness, which is final, then you don't exist. So
True.
it is irrelevant whether you are there or not. So
Yeah.
I mean, you can call it super consciousness or whatever. But the intellect level is the only one when human exists.
Because then उसके बाद तो you become a total instrument of the higher, and whatever you do is
then
coming
you're
from
all
there.
One.
Yeah.
Then you're all one.
Yes. Okay. Let's go to Mandukya. Everybody can chant in their own homes. Om Bhadram Karne Bishrunyam Devaha Bhadram Pashye Makshabhirya Jatraha Stirai Range Sushtu Vagam Sastanubhi Vyashem Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vruddhashapaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastina Staksharyo Arishtanemihi Swastino Bruhaspatir Dadatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We'll do the same thing for the next prayer. Everybody can say it together. Narayanam Padbhuvam Vashishtam Shaktincha Tatputra Parasharam Cha Vyasam Shukam Gauda Padam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Mathasya Shishyam Shri Shankaracharya Mathasya Padma Padam Chahastam Alakancha Shishyam Tam Trotakam Vartika Karya Manyan Asmad Gurun Santatama Tosmi Asmad Gurun Santatama Tosmi. Okay, so now we are on 88 here. 87 mein we were talking about, he's just reviewing everything that he's already done. He's reviewing it. Okay, just 1 second. So people who were there when we were doing the Mandukya, the 12 mantras of Mandukya will remember. I know Sneha was there and Manju was there, and some of you may know or may not know, but basically he was talking about, which I have repeated many times because I have to give you this background for us to understand this couple of verses, that he said that in a human experience, we experience waking state, and sleep, dreaming. Sleep के 2 section है. So waking and then dreaming and deep sleep. So he's saying that we experience these 3, and then he gave a sadhana. Before he gave the sadhana, he also talked about, no, wait a minute, he didn't talk about that until probably later. Now I don't remember the sequence. But basically he's saying that consciousness is the one that supports these 3 states. Without consciousness, we cannot. So it is like, they call it 4th state, but it's not divided into 4 parts or anything like that. The 4th state is inherent in all 3. So keep that in mind. And then in Mandukya Upanishad, the sadhana is told about meditating upon the Om. But it's divided into 3 different parts. A, U, and Ma. A represent the waking state. U represent the dream state, and Ma represents the deep sleep. So he's saying that if you continue this sadhana, and then it says that when you say like that, you जितना भी waking state है ना, उसको ले आओ उस में, and then जब U कर रहे हो तो U में dream state को लेके आओ, and that's why they say बोला तो it's like we wake up, U बोला तो थोड़ा सा down हो गया, as though you are going inside your mind, फिर बोला तो एकदम लय हो गया. Okay, so लय हो गया because deep sleep में everything gets लय, it means dissolved बोल दो, but seed state में अभी भी है. And then the fourth state is the one that supports, but it's very hard to comprehend the fourth state, obviously. That is the whole sadhana, right? If you can understand the fourth state. So he's saying that if you continuously do this Om sadhana, you become master of everything slowly, slowly, slowly. And it slides you into the understanding the fourth state. That's the whole technique they have shown over here. So keep that in mind when we are doing these verses, and then you will understand it. Okay. So the last one, he was just repeating again the waking state and the dream state, and he was saying that Buddhism में भी उनको नाम दिया था. Remember वो नाम दिया था लौकिक और शुद्ध लौकिक दिया था उन्होंने नाम. So now we go a little further in his explanations, or reviewing rather, more than explanation. उन्होंने काफी detail में ये बता दिया already. So verse 88, avasatvanulambham cha, avasatvanulambham cha, lokotarmiti smrutam, lokotarmiti smrutam, gnanam gneyam cha vigneyam, gnanam gneyam cha vigneyam, sada buddhai prakirtitam, sada buddhai prakirtitam. Cha avastu is free from contact with external, or that means unsubstantial objects. He's talking about the dream objects. Dream objects may actually object nahi hote hain. We just, our mind creates the object and we still experience it though. Huh? Anupalambham means without experience, free from inner thought forms. Lokottaram, beyond the ordinary, that is a deep sleep state. Smrutam iti is considered to be, gnanam is knowledge, gneyam is the object of knowledge, vigneyam is and the objects of realization. That means the supreme reality or the consciousness or the self. Okay. जैसे एक विज्ञेयम, I just want to tell this word. एक होता है ज्ञान और एक होता है विज्ञान. हिंदी में सभी ने सुना है ना ये वर्ड, ज्ञान और विज्ञान. उसमें फर्क क्या है? Anybody wants to think about what the difference between ज्ञान and विज्ञान is from the Vedantic perspective? विज्ञान is, let's say in English का translation is science. मगर यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा, so ज्ञान is like I got the knowledge, bookish knowledge is ज्ञान. Okay, I understood everything, my intellect understood. Vigyan is the experience. Means after understanding, yes, I experienced it also. That's called Vigyana. So जो experience है वो हमेशा वो consciousness का होता है. That's why he's talking about that. It's a little technical, but just keep that in mind. Jnana and Vigyan. Vigneyam is a realization of the Supreme. Sada is always, Buddha is wise man, Prakirtitam is talked about. Okay. ये प्रेम जी आपके पास भी है ना किताब? You have to unmute yourself. मिला आपको 88? You have to unmute yourself. हाँ अभी ठीक है. Yeah.
There is another state of consciousness admitted by the wise, which is free from contact with external objects and also free from the inner thoughts of form. This state is beyond all empirical experiences. The men of wisdom always described the tree, the knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knowable as the supreme reality.
So this might get a little bit confusing, so I just want to explain what he's going to try. First of all, that there is a state beyond the empirical experiences. Empirical experience is something that I can see it or something like that, or it comes within my experience. So waking state में तो कोई problem ही नहीं है सभी को, right? We know that objects are there. Or dream भी, if we think about what dream is, we know we experience dream. When we wake up, we know, we remember certain things. And sometimes people remember very vividly. And even though physical rasgullas were not there, people will talk about, I tasted it. Or किसी ने थप्पड़ मारा तो I felt the pain. So all those experiences happen. So that is easy. But he's saying there's another state beyond this, and that they call it the Turiya state, which is also there. But the man of wisdom is the one who knows all the states very well. और कृष्ण भगवान is going to talk about the same thing in Bhagavad Gita, that ज्ञानी जो होता है ना, वो खाली ये नहीं कि बस he knows what consciousness is and doesn't care about the world. He knows ins and outs of the world also. And that's why you know that most of these saints and sages, they can talk about any subject. They can give you advice, and very good one. Because it encompasses everything. That's what he's basically going to say. So he has divided into three different parts, the knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knowable. Knowable over here is a supreme reality, and objects of knowledge we know. World में भी है, सपने में भी है. And so all three, he's a master of that. He understands it fully. That's what he's saying,
The Yogacharyas of schools of Buddhists use the term Lok Tatra.
It's called Lokotar.
Lokotra to indicate the state of dreamless sleep. The sleeper experiences neither the object of the waking nor the dream, and above all, he is not at all entertaining the experience of any conscious contact with anything. The three states mentioned above provide all the objects of knowledge. The sum total experience of all these three states together constitute the life of an entity in the empirical existence. To know that knowledge of absolute or self is the factor that provides the knowledge and illuminates the path. And experiences of these three planes of consciousness is to fulfill the sadhana of Vedanta.
Okay, so I just want to bring this point that he's going to explain in the second paragraph also. So basically क्या हुआ कि बुद्धिस्ट वो टाइम पे जब ये गॉड पाद जी ये सब कमेंट्री वगैरह लिख रहे थे, बुद्धिज्म वाज वेरी मच प्रेवलेंट, राइट? बुद्धिज्म में दे सेड उन्होंने नाम अलग अलग दे दिया. लौकिक एंड शुद्ध लौकिक वाज लाइक waking state and dream state. But they also talked about Lokotar. Lokotar is a deep sleep state, which we all also know that there is a state, even science agrees in that there are periods that we don't dream. And that's called deep sleep. Science says that. So in Vedanta, at that point, we are not experiencing any object at all. Because body or mind, dono se connection छूट गया तब, and we are in that deep sleep state. And he's saying that the sum total of all these experiences is called that object of knowledge, and the knowledge and the object of knowledge is these three states. And the last one is the knowable, is the supreme reality. So this person, and jo Vedantic sadhana kya hai, is it's a factor that provides a knowledge and illumines the path and experience of these three planes of consciousness is to fulfill. So to know that absolute self or consciousness, वो हमारी साधना है कि through these three states I see the substratum, or I reach that final stage. That's what he's talking about. Because in Vedanta, lot of other philosophies, they stop before that final stage. And then they are also useful. It's not like, because, Buddhism, it tells you how to get out of your misery. He was silent on the God. He didn't talk about consciousness and all that. But so there is some benefit in that. But Vedanta takes you to the highest. There is no room for anything else to know. It's the absolute highest knowledge. So just keep that in mind. And then we'll read the last paragraph. Go ahead.
Vedanta indicates this great truth. In all other schools of philosophy, that endlessly contend among themselves are all viewpoints of the reality from the standpoint of their identification with these three planes of consciousness.
Okay, here, so you see how he's saying that बाकी जो philosophies है ना वो ये तीन state में इधर उधर घूमती रहती है, and then they keep arguing, they keep doing that, but they don't go to that final stage.
To transcend the three is to come to the kingdom of Vedanta. The
Turiya
state, knowledge absolute is the self, non-dual and unborn. Those who have realized the self have described these features ranging from the object of gross ignorance to the supreme knowledge self, which together constitutes the literature of Brahma Vidya.
So Brahma Vidya sabne naam suna hai na? Knowledge of the self, right? But he's saying in Vedanta the whole range is available to you. So once you Brahma Vidya ka subject वो final realization नहीं है सिर्फ, but it will make you understand what is the waking world and dream world and deep sleep, everything together with that one. So it is a complete knowledge is Brahma Vidya. All four things come under it. That's what he's saying. Okay. So I think that थोड़ा Zoom में थोड़ा तो exhaustion hota hai. I don't know why. Instead of going to the next one, we can stop here. If anybody wants to have any comment on this. I hope that this is making sense. Because I know a lot of you came a little bit later. But I just, in case, if you do have the book, like Anil ji, you have it. So, आप कभी आपको time मिले ना, तो वो 12 मंत्र आप पढ़ सकते हो. तो उसमें 9, mantra number 9, 10 and 11 and 12 are the one that they're talking about the sadhana, how to do the sadhana and what are the benefits you get of the sadhana. And the fourth stage जो उन्होंने बताई है ना, he basically says that you slide into it. That fourth state you cannot force upon it, so that's why they always say कि your job is to continue the sadhana, and वो भगवान का ग्रेस होएगा, you will हाँ, उसको तुम खींच के अपने पास नहीं ला सकते. हाँ. Whoever wants to study, and then right now the Chinmaya mission is closed, but I can always get this book because these are the things you have to read many times. But at least we are coming close to the end now. I think there are 100 shlokas in this chapter and we are already at like 89. So, we are coming close. और किसी को कुछ share करना है? Some wisdom. Joe has come after some time.
I'm fine.
Anybody else?
I was feeling cold, so I had to get my jacket.
But that's the advantage of being in the home, that you can make yourself as cozy as you want to.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Anybody else wants to share anything or comment, or everybody doing good?
Yes.
So far.
So far, so good.
You have your masks? Everybody has a mask?
No, I make my own mask with some whatever.
More than one.
I have a lot of difficulty. I feel like I can't breathe, so I wear the mask and I take it off. But I don't go much.
Why do you wear it? I mean, do you go out? You guys
No, just
go out?
grocery.
No,
Just
I go for a walk around my house
Yeah.
and I wear.
Oh, we are in isolation. We don't go out.
Yeah, we don't go out at all.
Acha.
Oh, really?
We don't step out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
just go
stepping out for grocery and walk.
We did go to Rite Aid to pick up medication, but we didn't get
No,
out of the car.
Rite Aid also delivers.
Oh, but we didn't get out of the car. We drove through the drive-through.
Oh, drive-through. Okay.
Good.
So
So
that was
everybody
fun.
managing good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another few weeks, and they're saying now this test that came out is not reliable.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
they're
it's-
saying till 22 we'll have to observe this distance.
Oh, really?
till the
Wow.
All
virus,
speculation right now. Nobody knows anything. Scientists are still learning.
till the vaccine comes out.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
What I have observed, America is a master of speculation. इतने speculation करेंगे, whole range of speculation is there. Oh, you can open it up in May 1st to May 22. So I think the only thing we can do is just take one day at a time and relax. We don't know.
Florida is opening wrestling, so you can watch wrestling.
हमारा गुजारा हो जाएगा बिना रेसलिंग के.
You can watch it.
There is so many other things
Why waste
to.
time on that?
Really, because wrestling is a big business there.
I guess so.
सुनो,
People watch all over the world. So all they need is two guys. They test them, and then they can fight each other, and the whole world watches.
what I feel that अपने जो उपनिषद वाले ग्रुप में I mean उसमें ब्लॉग में जो सब लोग भेजते हैं ना चीजें, अगर मैं उसी को कंटिन्यूसली देखती रहूं तो मेरा टाइम निकल जाता है.
Yes.
इतना मसाला वहां पर भेजा जाता है. हाँ?
Every day I get a new cure. Today I got this Chinese doctor. He's telling about onion. He said,
Yeah, somebody else and another lady
Stay away from you, so you'll be.
another lady from England sent that same onion thing. They
Yeah,
put
with onion and garlic, nobody will come near you.
वायरस भी भाग जाएगा.
काटो तो आंखों से पानी निकलता है तो no virus can enter.
I know.
And my husband will say हल्दी खाते रहो, कुछ सब वायरस सब भाग जाएगा.
All right, haldi too. You realize that with haldi to absorb, you have to take black pepper.
No, that just they're trying to make money. That's what he says. It will even if you take haldi just like that, it'll do the same job.
The simplest thing is stay home. It's so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. See, once you meditate, you will be home all the time anyway.
Stay home and meditate. That's the best.
Right, yeah, that's right. That's what. So हम लोगों को ज़्यादा difficulty नहीं होनी चाहिए.
Right. That's what I'm saying. This is a great opportunity to turn inwards, do your sadhana, study and do all that. And this is a great opportunity.
Yeah, when I was sick, I went to this Ayurvedic Vidyapeeth in Coimbatore. And 16 days, they won't give you any paper, newspaper, anything. And you just, they give you even food there. So you just learn not to think anything.
Yeah,
So that helps.
Vipassana is like that too. Vipassana, you can't even look at the other person. You cannot make eye
I went
contact.
there 4 times.
Huh? You've gone there 4 times?
I went there 4 times.
Yeah.
Nothing to do.
Yeah, I
just
know.
relax.
Even the food they give you home. The katordaan aata hai.
So you can create the Vipassana at home now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can.
No, I'm used to not doing anything, so it doesn't bother me.
That's what a lot of people are saying, that who are at our older age कि भाई हम पहले ही ऐसी social distancing हमारा. And then I think California, this governor said a very good thing. He said it's physical distancing. Don't call it social. We are right now socially connected. So why are you calling it social distancing? I thought he made a great point. It's not like we are completely cut off. We are actually not cut off from the world at all.
No, not at all.
No.
I think we are more with all that WhatsApp things coming. I think we're doing more than we did before.
I know. And just to,
Because we have time. And actually, this friend of mine, he's a very rich guy in Washington. He called me. In fact, he's called me 3 times in this month. He said, tell me about some spiritual stuff. So
I know a lot of people are turning to that, which is good. Yeah. So I just want to tell you that अभी मैंने ना ये वो sign up किया ना, I upgraded this, so we can do meeting anytime for as many length as possible. So yeah. If you guys
that's
wanna,
wonderful.
yeah. So just remember
We
that.
should even do bhajan.
You can do one day, I can, even if I can't, I can start it, and you can, if you like bhajans and all, you pick a day and whoever wants to come can come. But I have
also,
this.
if you guys have time, that this whole week, Vedanta Society is having a puja in the morning, 7 to 8, and then they have bhajan and other stuff.
Oh, that I like that.
I can mail you that.
Yeah, and all the spiritual places are doing so much stuff that कि वही बोल ही नहीं सकता कि मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है करने के लिए because they are giving you so much material, so much things that they are doing. So anyway.
Okay.
All right, so let's do the closing prayer. Just Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, and then I'll end the meeting. And everybody stay healthy, happy. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschet Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye, everybody. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Stay healthy.